Alrighty, and we are back with round 3 coverage. This time it's the back 9. And Nate, we have seen a lot of rain, but still a lot of birdies.
Yeah, not as many as the players would like, I think. But yeah, they're doing all right. Everybody's battling, and obviously the back 9, the pivotal stretch here, coming into this length with the big throws, the slippery tee pads. Who can stay in bounds the most on these next couple holes?
Yeah, hole 10, 11, 12, 13, riddled with OB and hazard. We're flying the drone through the Eagle opportunity, which is just blasting it over all the out of bounds. I would say very unlikely any of our players are going to be testing this with the weather today. Probably just going to be throwing those safe shots off to the left and throwing 280 to 320 over the OB on their second shot to try and get the birdie.
Yeah, that's the common play, especially in bad weather. This is moving left a little quick. Oh, boy.
Big skip. Terry.
Body language says...
Green, baby.
I think so. Nice.
Wow. Marty now next on the tee. Looking to maybe go a little bit less drama with the shot. Kind of that funky mandatory, too. Do you think that's just like to prevent a little sidearm chip hyzer?
Yeah, and to protect the roadway and
Sure.
the spectator area, sure. Very short, but very safe.
Yeah, just going putter off the tee. I think he would want a little more length there, but safe is good. Green is good. Rick's got to be the quickest player in the rain. I mean, everybody's quick, but Rick just gets in rips.
Yeah, he's quick all the time.
Yeah, good point. Quick off the tee, too. Good luck trying to keep up with him after you guys throw.
Yeah.
Does find the out of bounds, though.
Wow, that thing just dropped for him after taking that little kick off the tree.
I like this.
Yeah, this looks good. It just needs to settle, but it's in mid-range, so it should. Yep.
Perfect shot.
Pivotal shot here.
From the drop zone.
Got to be over out of bounds the entire way. If he's not safe, he'll be rethrowing, but he's done phenomenally there. Great shot from Ricky. Through the wind, saves the par.
He's so good at just ripping those really overstable. I imagine that was probably a Firebird just way off to the right and having it crash back in.
That was great. This is like an area you probably didn't practice.
Yeah, a little bit shorter than you would have practiced your up shots, but obviously a different angle than the drop zone, but maybe comparably distance from the drop zone?
Yeah, slightly closer would be my guess, but still probably 310.
Sure.
Looks great. Does it have the legs? Oh, of course it does.
And it had that straight finish. Really not a lot of right to left once it got to the green.
Mid-range, I think. Good whip.
Oh, needs it to push, though.
Oh, no. Oh, I think he made it.
No.
Did he
I
not?
don't think so. That's out of bounds.
Ooh.
And now you see it. Rethrow or drop zone are your options.
Got to make the adjustment. Again, good width. Gotta think he threw it harder. He did. And it is barely in bounds. C2 putt now. Tough for Terry.
Yeah, and that's going to be for his 5, too. I mean, like you said on an earlier hole, you throw out of bounds off the tee, it's manageable, but if you throw out of bounds on your second or third shot, par just becomes a distant memory.
Yeah, great shot from Chris. Tap in birdie for him.
Terry really would like to sink this.
Oh, don't roll too much. Good.
Okay, good sit. I love the throw pink basket, too. I feel like I got to mention it all the time. I want one of these in my backyard. This beautiful pink band. Great birdie. Yeah, after the... Oh, jeez. Watch out for them.
Focus through it.
Ricky almost taking a tumble like the umbrella, too. I feel like he gets... It's almost like the beer pong release where you get as far over the mark as possible to get your arm out there. He's always... A lot of times he's close to tumbling over.
Yeah. Ricky lives his life on the edge.
Very true. Birdies from both Martin and Chris. Rick does save the par, though, which you said in an earlier round could be a momentum booster even. You go out of bounds, but the big up and down can keep you going.
Yes, I mean, it's kind of that gut check thing again, you know? It's like you're sitting there telling yourself, you have to do this, you have to do this. And then when you come through, it's like, sweet. I can gain confidence from this.
Yeah. Hole 11 is a hole that you do need confidence on, too. We played a hole with OB in hole 10, now swapping back to the hazard. Now, it's two distinct plays off the tee. Blast it as far as you can, deal with the hazard if it comes in, or play it safe. Marty...
Safe.
Is
he? No, he's blasting it.
He's blasting it. And
There's
just
no way.
into the heart of the hazard.
Interesting. I thought he was playing safe because the way he released that, no chance. I mean, it would have to flip over so much. I figured it was a mid-range. Huh.
Ooh, Chris.
This can work.
This is pretty aggressive.
This is almost an in-between play.
Yeah.
Which is rare on this hole.
Up on the spine, though, he is going to have that left to right angle from the green, but the green falls away from him, so it is a very specific landing zone.
And Rick has that almost underrated golf distance. I think he might almost not even need any flip. Here, if he goes full send, find that bottom. This is looking good, I think.
Oh my God, he smoked it, cleared it. Honestly, when he switched to Innova, he got 50-foot of distance the day he switched.
He's got that 550 on
the
course, consistent.
Yeah, big difference between 550 open field and a 550-foot golf shot.
Yes, that is
Terry.
Pushing it
to the limit.
But for what? Let's see how aggressive is he here? I doubt he's going to the pin. Maybe.
I think he might.
All right, let's go. I mean, it's kind of if you're gonna.
He was trying.
Man. That is gone, and that's that callus he's been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Just having trouble when he puts power into the forehand. I feel like 50% of them have been kind of that surprise nobody wants, where the angle is just not even close to what he was intending.
It is actually incredibly impressive. I feel like with your game specifically, how that very rarely happens. I feel like you're so good at keeping it on the angle in which you're trying to throw.
You gotta be. I mean, if you're getting surprised out there by your own throws, you're not gonna win. You're gonna need to have some command to where you can have a pretty good idea of what's coming out of your hand. Look how far this pushed up. This is fantastic.
Likely all he can see is that flag hanging over, maybe a bit of the band.
He's about 300 from here. And there's some roll-away danger, but this is pretty flat. This should be C1. He's waiting to see the flag because you never know if that thing rolls.
100%. That green is quite sloped. Ricky, look at this positioning. Just a pig for the approach.
Kind of pushed it a little bit, but he's in there close.
Yeah, I think you'd definitely rather be off the left side putting up than that horrifying putt straight down at the hazard, so at least he's got that. But
whoa! Almost made the par anyway somehow.
Terry, he's going for highlights, if nothing else.
Yeah. So this a pretty important par save putt. I'll be curious to see if Martin changes his game plan here.
I'm thinking the same thing. And you'll notice that pond back there, the raindrops look to have calmed down at least.
Chris does not get the reward for that great drive.
That one sticks. He putts them so flat and so firm.
Yeah, such a high spin rate that sometimes chains aren't enough to get the thing sideways, and it just sits there hovering. That's when it can kind of come back out on you.
Yep.
If the thing has such resistance to kind of turning sideways and coming to rest.
You ever mess around with the whale? I know he's putting with them now.
Yeah, I've felt him and thrown him a little bit.
He loved those daggers, which are the big deep dish type putters, and I think the whale kind of fits that big shouldered deep dish putter.
Yeah.
Marty and Terry taking the unfortunate bogeys. Like you said, maybe alter the game plan off the tee for Marty coming into the final round. But hole 12, par 4, 900 feet. I love this hole, but it can be a doozy because we are back to OB, kind of the alternating rules for these couple of holes. And you said it a few rounds ago, but this is it's one of those gut check ones.
Yeah, it might be the scariest hole in the tournament with the current rules for the holes that we have, because this one, that drop zone is blind. It's up over a hill. It's not rare to see somebody miss twice in a row from there. So this is a big number possibility type of hole. I'm sort of surprised to see this play from Rick.
Me too.
Just going forehand, that signals to me that he is not playing for the birdie.
Yeah, the drop zone is, I believe, 360 if I remember you saying that correctly, and that's well behind that. So
yeah, I would guess nearly 460 from where he is there. I'm down in the bottom.
Yeah.
I don't expect he's going to go from there, but he is Rick. That's more what we're used to seeing, and this is really nice.
Just a bullet.
Gentle drift, catch the top of the hill to slow it down. Yes, and that's going to be just short of the drop zone.
Kind of on a tricky, sloped lie, though.
Yeah, possibly, but the angle will be good.
Yeah.
I would expect to see Chris in attack mode from there.
Marty looking to follow suit. Probably throwing another laser straight shot. Looking for a little turn.
Oh, he got a little bit.
Yeah. Probably going to float down to the bottom of there. Ooh, almost got a little fringy with the OB.
Yeah, you have to throw it pretty far to get in that OB. But yeah, he did come up a little bit close. I doubt that's a place he can attack from.
And now the rain jackets are off, and the radar at least suggests that there's no more rain left for the afternoon, which is great.
Yeah, it almost got eerily calm towards the end, where you're so beaten down by that rain, and then all of a sudden you're like, man, it's not even, this is crazy.
No
it's not
wind,
windy.
nothing.
It's almost hard to trust how calm it is. No attack there.
No, just chipping it up, playing placement golf.
And I don't think we're going to see. No, we are. Well, no, that's not an attacking shot either. Just going to play safe here. So nobody's in position.
Terry just looking to match Chris here. Yep, and like you said, this is just not one to play games with.
Yeah, and it's a hard thing to do if you're Terry or anybody, and the defending champion steps up and lays one up. It's pretty hard to be like, all right, idiot, I'm going to go for this. You have to kind of you respect the decision making of a guy who's had so much success.
So it looks like we did miss Marty's approach. I believe so.
Yes. Yeah.
Played it safe, though, and is looking as safe as par.
Nice shot from Terry.
I love the Rothless Berg on the scoring holder upper thing. His name is so long, it's not even fitting on there. Marty's got cop energy right now with those glasses, the 5 o'clock shadow.
Those authoritative putts.
Yes. All right, Rick with a little tester, but he's been good from this distance so far this round. It's kind of been his miss lately. They're either in the heart of the chains or on the lock.
Yeah, he had that shocking one at Music City in the playoff. That was just, he was probably the most shocked of any of us.
Yeah.
But just kind of a lock hunter from 35, 40 maybe.
And for the win, or to keep it going,
going,
in a pressure situation is very un-Rick-like. So
yeah, that was strange.
Moving on to hole 13, though, another strange hole. We are playing it to the short pin in round 3, just like round 2. So if people can get into position, we can at least see an eagle opportunity, skipping it over the concrete. But in these conditions, correct me if I'm wrong, probably unlikely to see that today.
Yeah, I think the eagle play really is the big forehand and then hit the 60-footer more than it is go skipping off the parking lot and try to hit a postage stamp and be parked for that. So I think if we see an eagle, it would be via the big putt.
Chris going with the Mario mushroom stamped disc. He's had, I feel like his discs have been the same for like 10 years. Either that or he's got a stack of like 1-up star D1s.
That will happen. If you start getting famous for throwing one, people will make you
yes.
clones. There's a lot of really nice guys just in that disc dyeing community, and they all have kind of like little side hustle businesses, and they're very generous to the top pros with like, hey man, I dyed one of your discs, you want it? Because they're just hoping to have their work be out there on coverage.
It is funny how the it works that way most parts of life. The people with free access to as many discs as they want have people giving them even more for free.
Yeah,
it's
sure,
great.
sure.
Nice, pretty routine shots from our lead car here. There's, not a lot of highlights to be had off the tee. It's a wide open shot that you're just trying to boom into a good position.
Yeah, let's see how big Rick can go here. He's the guy that could really put on a show with this shot. I think he likes this one. It's safe, but it's really far too. Ooh, sit.
Ooh.
Oh boy. That was very skippy.
Yeah.
So he may have to stick a foot in there, but I think he got so far up, the forehand should still be in play for him.
Needs some turn, but that's a lot of turn.
Yeah, that's disaster. Because where he is there, very daunting to try to park the basket.
Marty, I like this. Straight. Weird footing, but at least it'll be an open shot to the green.
Yeah, I hate that shot, but Marty might not mind it. Like the next shot coming up.
Sure.
Because he's got to now go in that awkward spot and half swing it on the, I think the play is run it.
Yeah.
And trust yourself on the 30-footer coming back. It's scary for me.
You said it during the round 2 coverage that, powering down on those little touch shots over the OB is maybe the scariest part of the hole.
Mm-hmm, I think it is. Saw it bite Eagle McMahon. He was
Really?
in those bushes, tried a little awkward forehand, caught some stuff, straight into the road. He made the putt because he's Eagle McMahon. He made a 50-footer, saved himself a par, but still it can get you. And you see Terry taking so much relief.
This is get over there.
See, I don't know. Oh yeah. See, he was very aggressive. Commend him for that. But it's going to be deep circle 2.
Yeah, and this hole is play with that island rule. So if you don't come to rest on that, even if you do catch a little bit of ground, Marty,
that's
showing
perfect.
Us nothing to be scared of there for him.
And that's exactly how you should play it. That's really well thrown.
Like I was saying, though, if you don't come to rest on the island, you're taking it from last in on this side of the green. So, even if he did maybe catch a little bit off the curb, he's putting from this side, that side from this.
Yeah, the far side.
Yeah.
Ricky gonna take a stab at this, I think. There's really nothing else to do with it.
Ooh, it's just
solid
perfect.
Shot. I guess with the forehand, you do need to be a bit concerned as that fades away. The OB does come back into play a little bit more. Wow.
Huge putt by Terry.
It wasn't, medium circle 2, but great save.
In the moment, feels huge.
Yeah, it is huge, definitely. It's this big putt. I mean, it's still going to be a bogey, but it's not a double.
Yeah. The tourniquet putt, as Ian always calls it, to stop the bleeding.
Yep.
Marty sending it home. Really a good way to play the hole. He just kind of went conservative, never really boomed any of them, but played it the way the hole's designed, really.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
So the 3 birdies, Terry dropping 2 to the card, though, and it is still tight at the top of these. This card, at least. Having said that, Macbeth and a couple other folks, Drew Gibson, really trying to make runs at this championship on moving day. So, hard to say if the guys are checking the scores, but if they are, maybe a little concern creeping in.
Yeah, and just a tough stretch right now for Terry. He's got to dig deep now because this is that 5 or 6 holes of adversity that every player is going to face over the course of this championship.
See if Chris can make it happen. We saw a set of birdies with the sidearm, almost a star frame, I believe, in our round 2, but everyone threw forehand. Let's see if Chris can make it happen with the backhand. A little bit more of a straight shot, I think.
Yeah, it's happening. It is happening, folks. That is great.
Oh, and barely missed the sidewalk and skittles perfectly on there to the green.
Perfect wind read for Marty. I think he's going to throw as close to a carbon copy of that shot as he can.
Ooh. Needs a little bit of left.
I think it's getting a little. Let's get the path and slide. That's C1.
Yeah. Gets a little T-pad putt. One of these years we need to get some real T-pads up here. That's what I'm saying, though.
This needs to stay up, and it looks like it will.
Oh, sit again.
I think it's going to. Great shot.
Yeah, good shot. Terry, now a little bit of pressure. These guys are making this hole look easy.
Yeah.
Pulled it a little bit.
Needs to get down. And it does. There is OB back there if you really yank it.
He's just in layupville, though. And does it well. Marty, oof, man, scary putt here.
Oh, boy.
He knew it kind of out of his hand, too. Catches chains, but no dice.
Chris in for birdie. Starting to heat back up. And Ricky does the same.
Yeah, a couple of tap-ins there, missed. Again, can't emphasize how hectic it was out there for the media crew, so forgive us if there's a little bit of weirdness with the broadcast today, but we're going to power through hole 15, par 4, 539 feet, right to left after this insanely straight shot needed off the tee just to make this triple Mando.
Yeah, absolutely. Low ceiling, a lot of constraints. Does need to be very straight for probably close to 350 feet before making its break to the left. And then the green, you can see it. I mean, it is as tight as it gets. There's certain sides, especially short right, that it's almost unmakeable.
And this is really, the last 4 holes of the third round, these guys are really looking to make that final push just to give themselves, as much room as possible, either ahead of the guys below them or try and catch up to, Paul and Drew, who are really making a run off second and third card.
Whoa, missed it, I believe.
Yep, that's red.
And I think the other thing that we think about as players in a situation like this is positioning, and you want to play the lead card. The final day at the USDGC, you want to play in front of the big crowd. You want to have your eye on the leader. You want to be there in the big moment. So these guys, it's almost worth sacrificing a potential stroke to be in that position, I feel. Mm-hmm. Like if you had the guaranteed lead card or you could get one closer to the lead, I might rather take the lead card and have my eye on the leader and be there in the big moment than risk falling to a lower card. So these guys are all in position to fight. Terry maybe the least of chance at this point. He'd really have to get crazy to get back up, I think. But
still, hole 17 and 18 looming. Got to get through those to make anything happen. Chris, nice shot into the green. And not to be overlooked, I believe we saw Marty shoot out of the woods and into the woods again, but at least close up to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
Rickster with this look. Likely to be saddled with the bogey. You can see his disc over there. Look at Marty. He found himself a little something.
Huh.
Nah. Nothing really to do but chip up for the par. Rick just has not quite had a chance to get that momentum. You know, he's said that word for years, but he'll catch a birdie, catch another one, but then kind of fall off a little bit and hasn't really had that big green brick that we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah, and Chris is the one really bringing it now at this point. He's kind of reopened that lead that he had, that they kind of closed him down, and now he's sprinting out again.
You mentioned it after hole 10, or after hole 9, excuse me. He went bogey, or double bogey, bogey, and you know, you're asking how you got to calm yourself down and really just get back on the horse, and I think we've seen him do that on this back 9.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 16, another hole that these guys really are eyeing for birdie. You know, there's a couple holes out here. It's par is fine. This one, probably don't feel as good about a par.
Yeah, that you definitely like to have this one. Straightaway backhand is a really common play. Just really need to keep it flat with hazard on both sides. This looks very nice. Oh, it is fading.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought that was so good. It looked like it
too.
flipped up nice, but a really kind of surprisingly overstable finish, and that's not even that close to the basket.
No. Terry going for this big outside.
This is too tight.
Yes, it is.
It should hit trees, though. Yep, so he's not going to be hazard right side at least.
Yeah, forgiving trees there. That was a bit of a misrelease from Terry. Obviously want to play it a lot wider, maybe even a little lower.
I mean, if you think about the miss that he's had with the forehand, this has to be a terrifying shot.
Yes.
Because if you throw that yank Annie, it's gone.
Yes.
So I think he's probably trying to overcompensate at this point.
Yeah, speaking of gone, unfortunately, Marty does turn it over into the hazard, and from there, no real chance at the par. Is just going to have to pitch up for the bogey. Rick going to the rock here. He throws those so well.
Whoa.
Oh, did that hit the line?
I don't know what that hit.
It looked like it hit. It looked like it was something.
In my group, Eagle got denied by one of the posts.
No.
Coming in
Sidearm?
on the big forehand, hit the post and stayed hazard. A bad reaction for Ricky there. That looked as if it had some right moving energy. Maybe could have stayed.
Oh, I actually take that back. Marty made it a lot farther down the fairway than I realized.
Yeah, good effort there. Chris connected from out there in the hazard as well.
Great putt.
Wow.
Oh, huge putt. I can't help but think of 2015 when Macbeth made a putt from that hazard over there, jumped over the line. That's the moment that stands out in my mind from that championship. So Rick putting his name on that mark over there. Yeah, Martin unfortunately taking the bogey. Valiant effort for the par save. Rick, limiting the damage though, is able to convert on that par save.
On to hole 17. Do or die for these guys. You got the island. If you don't make it in, you're re-teeing immediately. That will happen even one more time if you're unfortunate enough to miss twice. Then you can advance.
Is it 2 misses
no, I
now?
think actually
3?
no, I think you do get a third.
Yeah.
And then you go to a drop spot. So it can get pretty brutal. We're playing that right side basket today.
A little bit maybe easier to get to C1, but once you're there, the putt seems a little more treacherous.
Yeah, it's definitely a little closer to the hay bales.
Mm-hmm. Chris probably just playing it off to the meaty side of the island.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Not a lot to worry about over there.
That's going to be a par. Terry going back to the zone well.
Terry doesn't have
Ooh.
the luxury of playing for a par here.
No.
Gotta push.
Do you think being this many strokes back, does he still have his eye on the prize, or do you think he's like playing for position?
Oh, I think you're still trying to dig as deep as you can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too early to think about, defending, making the top 10.
Yeah.
You're just still playing
Yep.
just going as hard as you can, trying to get back in it, trying to right the ship.
Marty going backhand, the only one of the bunch. either really the straight shot right out of the basket or the turned over and just trust it to be safe.
This is starting to think, no, it isn't good.
Oh,
I was
wow.
worried it was starting to fade. That's the right play, I think, for the backhand thrower to sort of keep your height. You can pop it up high rather than flying in and hyzering out. Just a layup for Chris. Smartly done.
Rick now, he's not laying this up. Get it. Oh.
Ooh.
Man, he has just been a day late and a dollar short on about 6 or 7 putts this round, and you could tell he's feeling them. He's trying to run them in. Yes, Marty.
Big time putt right there.
The floater right at the out of bounds hay bales sinks it, though. Great birdie. Terry looking to do the same. He has thrown a lot of these really floaty putts and been on them with most. Not quite able to let it sit in the basket there. Hey, the spirits are high on the card at least. They're smiling. Almost like a bonding experience to go through that much rain earlier in the round. You're like, we did it, guys.
For sure.
So the lone birdie for Martin. Terry unable to let his sink his putt, I should say. Ricky the same. Is going to lead us to 18, 647 feet of pure terror. And you said it, one of the toughest, one of the most scary holes that we're going to play all year. The drive is tough. The hill plays right to left, so the backhand really need to match that angle. Sidearm has the rollaway potential. And the green, it's historic, it's iconic, and it is steep as you're approaching it. Really, the optimal play is to hang it out wide right with some height and really play that right to left down early on the hill.
And I'm guessing that these guys have checked scores at this point. Macbeth is in at 22. Dickerson is ahead, clear of these guys by a little bit. Drew in at 18. So Marty at 16, Ricky at 17. There's only room for one of them on the lead card. If they end up tied, Marty takes the spot with the hot round as he was one back coming into the day. So a very important birdie potentially.
Yeah, for both.
For Hendel. Ricky could ice it with a birdie.
Yeah. Ooh. Oof, had some cut. Maybe he was holding his breath a little bit, but he's safe.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
So, Terry, we've seen, a misrelease off to the right on 16, hole, I believe, 11. He had a shank off to the left. This one, pretty much perfect.
He laid off this a little bit.
Yep.
Not a bad play.
I mean, he laid off of it, and he crushed it, though. I mean, he has distance.
Definitely. Rick looks like he's got an Annie dialed up here. He could be going big. The angle he has that held. Nope, he does drop it down. This is going to be in danger.
Oh,
that is so fortunate.
Are you serious?
Is it going to go back out of bounds? Wow, that is great reaction off the tree. What a break for Ricky. There is no way he thought that had a chance to be in bounds.
No. I mean, it had no business coming back in. But, hey, you said it earlier. Sometimes Winthrop giveth, sometimes it taketh away. That one giveth.
Chris, fantastic shot. My goodness.
Perfect.
That's one of the best I've ever seen. He was very short. That was so beautiful. Wow. Drop in birdie.
Marty now looking to keep pace with Ricky. You said it. He needs this birdie to have any chance at lead card.
It's looking pretty good. Okay. Pressure putt.
Yeah. Rick now really would like to capitalize off the good break. Going pig into the basket.
Oh, boy.
Oh, This is on the margins.
That was another. That's fortunate
Yes.
again. I mean, the shot, unfortunate to hit the branch, but he threw it right
Yeah,
at that tree.
Yeah.
Good to not roll any more than it did. But obviously birdie out of play, so it's as simple as, can you make the putt, Marty, at this point for the lead group?
Good pitch up there by Terry.
And this is it for the final day lead card, big honor.
Ooh, takes the time.
Yeah, he knows what this means, I think.
Confident, heart of the basket.
Big time birdie. Really impressive. And the big putt on 17.
Yes.
Way to close.
Yeah, wow. Birdie, 17, 18. Those strokes each playing a full, or those holes each playing a full stroke over par, respectively. So those are, I mean, that's 4 strokes on the field right there. Ricky able to salvage the par after a kind of an insane roller coaster of a hole. But Chris, really the highlight of the card, is able to take the birdie. That shot, incredible, approaching the basket, is going to sit him in second place at 21 down, entering the final round. You see it there, though. The 4 under from Marty is going to push him into that lead card just from that hot score, even though he's tied with Ricky. Whew. We have got a final round that is waiting to have a dramatic finish.
Yeah, Macbeth was on fire out there. Long putts. See how it goes. Round 4 coming up tomorrow. 1-stroke game between Macbeth and Dickerson, with a lot of other players waiting in the wings if those guys slip up.
Absolutely. Should be a blast to watch. Make sure you tune in to our round 4 final round coverage. We'll be back with that shortly.